Hey folks, just wanted to pop in here quick. Headed home from the gym this morning, but I attended the Acres USA event yesterday in Viroqua, Wisconsin. Gary Zimmer was speaking of Midwest Bioag, Mark Shepard from New Forest Farms, and I just kind of wanted to go over some of the things that I thought were kind of cool. I should have probably put the link for the tickets in this group, but since it was pretty new, I didn't want to try to sell you guys something right off the get. But basically, they were just talking about everything regenerative farming, and basically that's where I got a lot of the concepts that I'm using with my food plots and my management techniques for whitetails and wildlife, and how I'm more effectively going to be predicting my success by utilizing this stuff. One of the really interesting concepts is agroforestry. Basically setting up fruit tree lines through your agricultural fields. Like everybody that knows anything about plants or things that grow in the dirt, tree roots have, I mean, the ability to pull so many nutrients from the soil, and at the same time, with it being a fruit tree, it's putting back in anything that's rotting away that doesn't get utilized by the animals that you may be grazing through there, or the wildlife that are enjoying those fruits. But basically the interesting concept is using those agro edges and that agroforestry through our food plots. I'm trying to figure out logistically how we can figure this out and we can get this rolling, because there's a lot of variables when it comes to food plots. A lot of guys are broadcasting, some guys are drilling seed in, some guys are crimping like I crimped this year. There's just a lot of things. We got to be able to get equipment in there, so it's kind of going to be more of a personal approach and on an individual basis. But basically this is doubling the food production on your acreage. I mean, we're utilizing the different solar angles to produce more forage, a more valuable food source in one location that's going to prolong deer attraction, wildlife attraction, and at the same time hold more deer on your land and be able to maintain and house more deer, because you have more food on not necessarily more acreage. But one of the most important things with that is the direction at which you're planting trees. Now, from what I've gathered, you want to plant as north and south as you possibly can, so you're not dealing with shading out on any of the different forest floor species that you have growing. But it doesn't just end at a canopy tree. We can utilize this process all the way from canopy trees down to our briar level with raspberry bushes, blueberry bushes, all of this stuff. And the really cool thing is we can implement this at a backyard level too, and we can feed our families more effectively and basically save at the grocery store. So this is a all-around concept that not only benefits us as hunters. I mean, we all know that deer are edge creatures, and wherever you place an edge is where deer are going to naturally want to travel, whether that be a change in habitat or just a change in over-mature canopy timber to low brush, more dense, thick cover. So there's a lot of cool concepts that we can steal from the agricultural space and the food production space and utilize on our own farms benefit hunting, but at the same time a local community, family-oriented benefit as well. I could see this being really cool if you get 2, 3, 4, 5 neighboring families that are all interested in getting some of that crop that you have growing. And there's no doubt in my mind that there's incentive programs out there for this. I talked to Tom Smilsna yesterday. We're going to try to dive in and figure out if there's cost share ability to implementing this stuff. I know through my watershed, I can get a kickback for planting trees as long as they're protected with a weed mat, a tree tube, and just proving that they are planted. But there's a lot of cool stuff that not a lot of people know about, honestly, and that's part of my mission, is to bring more awareness to some of this stuff, because I mean, the way we're headed with our current food production system, our current health system, and all of that together, I think we need to start taking back a little bit more of a self-sufficient approach. And if I can be a voice for good in that, I'd be very happy with myself. I think it's a very important mission, and at the end of the day, helping others become a little bit less reliant on variables that we can't control. Hunting our own food, growing our own food, saving at the grocery store, keeping our dollars back home, keeping our local economy strong, building stronger connections, communities, and tighter friendships is just a byproduct of everything that this can be. So just wanted to kind of come in here and make you guys aware of some of that stuff. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. I'd love to chat about it.